stop right where you are. This is not just another video surfacing on your screen. This is a divine summons, a holy appointment, orchestrated before the foundations of the world. I have watched you wandering through the digital wilderness, searching for a sign, and today, I am that sign. You did not click this by chance. You were led here by my spirit because your soul is at a breaking point. Put down your phone, step away from the noise, and find a quiet space where you can hear my whisper. This moment is sacred. If you treat this as mere entertainment, you will miss the miracle I have prepared for your deliverance. I am calling you out of the shadows and into my light right now, for I have seen the silent battles you have fought alone in the dark. My child, I need you to understand the gravity of this hour. Fear is not merely a fleeting emotion or a passing shadow in your mind. It is a seed, a dark intelligence seeking a place to take root. If you ignore this message, you are allowing the enemy to expand the breeding ground within your spirit. You have felt the heaviness, the unexplained trembling of your heart, and the suffocating pressure in your chest. That is the sound of the seed trying to break open. I am here to stop the growth. I am here to uproot what was never meant to be planted in you. Before I reveal the blessing I am bringing into your life, I want you to acknowledge my presence and your readiness. Do not stay hidden any longer. Type, "I am here, Lord," or 7007 in the comments right now to open the gates of heaven over your life. This is the beginning of your shift. As you declare your presence, feel the atmosphere around you change. I'm inviting you to join this family of believers who walk in my light. Press the like button right now and subscribe to this channel as a signal of your agreement with heaven. By doing this, you are telling the darkness that you no longer belong to it, and you are making a covenant to stay connected to my word. Your agreement releases momentum in the spiritual realm. Let this be the moment you draw a line in the sand and decide that the breeding ground of fear stops here. We are moving into a season of restoration, and I want you to be part of every word I speak, for the words I'm about to utter will become the shield you have been praying for. Listen closely. My beloved, for I do not speak in vain. I have brought you to this moment to offer you a transformation that the world cannot provide. If you stay with me until the final word of this message is spoken, I will weave a canopy of peace over your life, a divine covering that shields you from the storms of anxiety and the scorching heat of life's trials. You have lived too long in chaos, but I am bringing a stillness that surpasses all human understanding. Along with this peace, I am granting you immediate mental clarity. The fog that has clouded your judgment, the confusion that has kept you stuck in cycles of indecision, is being burned away by the radiance of my truth. You will see your path with such sharpness that every step you take from this moment on will be anchored in purpose and divine certainty. But my work in you does not stop at your mind. As you listen, I am causing the dissolution of the invisible chains that have bound your potential for years. These are the shackles of shame, the weights of past mistakes, and the spiritual barriers that have blocked your progress. They are melting away in my presence right now. I will also grant you the divine discernment to identify the tactics of the shadows. No longer will you be blindsided by the subtle whispers of the enemy or the traps set to steal your joy, for I am revealing the blueprints of the darkness to you. Finally, I am activating the shield of faith within your spirit. This is not a passive tool, but a living, breathing protection that will quench every fiery dart aimed at your destiny. Stay here with me, for by the end of this encounter, you will not just be comforted, you will be fully equipped as a warrior of light, standing firm under the shadow of my wings. I have seen you, my precious one, in the quietest hours of the night when the world is asleep. But your mind is a raging storm. I have seen the tears you hide from everyone else, and I have felt the exact moment when the air in the room feels too thin to breathe. You have been carrying a weight that was never yours to bear, a heaviness in your chest that feels like an invisible hand pressing down on your heart. This is not just physical exhaustion. It is the breeding ground of fear attempting to colonize your spirit. You often find yourself startled by sudden noises or gripped by a sense of impending doom even when everything seems fine on the surface. You feel as though you are being watched or judged by unseen eyes, creating a constant pressure to be perfect while feeling completely broken inside. I have watched you struggle with a strange, persistent brain fog that makes even the simplest decisions feel like climbing a mountain. This confusion is not who you are. It is a veil cast by the enemy to keep you from seeing the door I've already opened for you. Do you notice how you often wake up between the hours of 3:00 a.m. and 4:00 a.m.? That is the hour when the veil is thin, and instead of finding rest in my presence, you are met with a flood of anxiety about your future, your past, and your failures. You feel a sudden coldness or a spiritual chill that steals your peace. You have begun to sabotage your own progress, procrastinating on the very tasks I've assigned to you, not because you are lazy, but because the fear of failure and even the fear of success has paralyzed your will. You find yourself trapped in repetitive financial loops where every time you get ahead, an unexpected expense or a sudden crisis pulls you back to zero. You feel an unexplained irritability with the people you love most, a social withdrawal that whispers it is safer to be alone than to be misunderstood. Your body feels the toll. Your shoulders are tight, your jaw is clenched, and your stomach stays in knots as if you are bracing for a blow that never comes. I see the way you look at your reflection and no longer recognize the person staring back, the one who used to have dreams and fire in their soul. Now you feel like a ghost in your own life, moving through the motions while a silent scream echoes in your mind. You are hyper-vigilant, constantly scanning your environment for threats, unable to truly relax even in your own home. You experience sudden bursts of anger followed by deep bouts of guilt, a cycle that drains your energy until you feel like an empty vessel. You have become sensitive to negative atmospheres, feeling the weight of other people's problems as if they were your own. These 20 signs are not your identity. They are signals that the enemy is trying to build a fortress of fear within you. But I am here to tell you that his time is up. Before I continue to break these cycles, I invite you to join this family of believers. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now to signal your agreement with my light. By doing so, you are telling the darkness that you are no longer a victim, but a child of the Most High who is ready to reclaim their peace. I see the way you have been holding your breath, waiting for the other shoe to drop. You have lived in a state of survival mode for so long that peace feels dangerous to you. You find yourself replaying old conversations, dwelling on every mistake you've made in the last decade and allowing shame to take up the space I reserved for your confidence. You are experiencing a spiritual short-circuiting where you start to pray but lose your train of thought, or you read my words but they feel like dry dust. You feel a sense of restlessness in your spirit, an internal itch that nothing in this world can scratch. You have been feeling stuck in a season that was only meant to be a bridge. Understand this. These symptoms are appearing now because you are on the verge of a massive breakthrough, and the enemy is desperate to keep you grounded. Your awareness of these signs is the first step toward your total deliverance. Hold on to my hand, for we are about to move from diagnosis to absolute victory. My beloved, do not mistake the intensity of the battle for a lack of strength within you. You feel this weight, this breeding fear, not because you are weak or failing, but because you are a significant threat to the kingdom of darkness. You are a chosen one, a vessel of light that carries a frequency the enemy cannot stand. The shadows are not attacking your weaknesses. They are attacking your potential. They see the crown I've placed upon your head even when you feel like you are walking through the dust. The anxiety you feel is a signal and alarm that you are approaching the gates of your destiny. It is not your identity. You are not an anxious person. You are a powerful soul currently navigating an anxious season. The patterns of stagnation and the residues of past pain are merely attachments trying to slow you down, but they are not the substance of who I created you to be. Lower your shoulders right now, my child. Let the tension in your neck dissolve. Take a deep breath and feel my spirit moving through the room. My breath is clearing the heavy air around you, sweeping away the residue of every negative word and every dark thought that has tried to stick to your spirit. You are not the fear you feel. You are the one I have called by name, the one I have anointed for such a time as this. The doors that have been closed are not a reflection of your worth. They are merely obstacles being removed as I realign your path. Look past the symptoms. Stop identifying with the struggle and start identifying with the Creator. You are being built in the hidden places, and the very pressure that feels like it is breaking you is actually the process of making you fireproof. Trust the signal, but do not become it. You're not falling apart. You are falling into place. It is time to upgrade the armor you carry, for the battles of this new season require a strength that the world cannot manufacture. You have spent too long trying to protect yourself with the logic of man, with your own weary hands, and with the brittle defenses of your own ego. These things were never meant to withstand the storms of a spiritual shift. I am handing you now the shield of the Most High, a weapon forged in the fires of my eternal love. I am the one who dwells in the secret place, and I am inviting you to abide under my shadow, where no weapon formed against you shall ever prosper. I'm not merely giving you words from an ancient book. I am breathing my very essence into your spirit to become your refuge and your fortress. I am your buckler, your high tower, and your strong defense. This shield is not a heavy burden for you to carry. It is the living reality of my faithfulness that surrounds you like a wall of fire, invisible to the world, but terrifying to the darkness. Visualize this shield now, my precious one. Do not see it as a piece of cold, heavy metal held in your hand, but as a radiant field of divine energy encircling you 360 degrees. It covers your front, your back, your head, and even the sides you cannot see. It is a living canopy that filters every thought and every frequency attempting to enter your space. When the enemy hurls his fiery darts of doubt, accusation, or sudden terror at you, they do not even touch your skin. They are quenched and dissolved the moment they hit the atmosphere of my glory. This shield is made of my light, and it vibrates with the frequency of my absolute peace. As long as you remain in me, this protection is impenetrable and sovereign. Whether you are walking through a valley of deep shadows or standing in the heat of a public battle, this shield moves with you, shielding your heart and guarding your mind from the breeding ground of fear. You are encased in a divine bubble of my presence where the darkness is not only forbidden, but physically unable to exist. My child, before we proceed into the deeper layers of this deliverance, we must establish a point of contact between your spirit and my throne. There is power in your declaration, and there is authority in your voice when you align it with my truth. Do not let this moment pass as a mere observer. I'm calling you to act, for faith without action is dormant, but faith with a decree is a weapon. I want you to make a mark in the digital world that reflects the shift in your spiritual world. Type this now in the comments, "Divine fire, cover me now." Do not see this as just a string of letters or a simple comment. This is a seal. This is you putting your signature on the decree of your freedom. As you type these words, imagine my holy fire descending upon you, consuming the webs of anxiety and the shadows of the past. You are claiming your territory back from the enemy and inviting my presence to occupy every room of your heart. As you seal this word, I call you to join this family of the chosen. Tap the like button and subscribe to this channel right now as a profound gesture of spiritual unity. In the natural world, these are simple actions. But in my kingdom, this is a declaration of agreement. Agreement releases momentum, and by subscribing, you are choosing to walk in this rhythm of divine revelation every day. You are signaling to the heavens that you are ready to be fed with the bread of life and to stand with other believers who are also being forged in the fire. This is not about a platform. It is about your commitment to stay in the light. When you press those buttons, you are saying, I am part of this movement of restoration. Feel the power of that agreement right now. The momentum has been released, and we are now ready to step into the vertical alignment that will change your perspective forever. My child, lift up your eyes. For too long, you have been staring at the dust focused on the horizontal problems of this world, the opinions of men, and the limitations of your physical circumstances. I'm commanding you right now to look up. Your help does not come from the earth. It does not come from your bank account, your employer, or even your own intellect. Your help comes from me, the maker of heaven and earth. I am lifting your gaze above the storm clouds, above the reach of those who wish to see you fail. When you look at your problems, they seem like giants, but when you look at me, those giants become as small as grains of sand. This is the moment of vertical alignment. I am recalibrating your vision so that you no longer see through the lens of lack or fear, but through the lens of my sovereignty. The shift begins in your perspective. Once you realize that I am standing over your situation, the situation loses its power to terrify you. Prepare your spirit, for we are moving into a higher frequency of authority. The air around you is thickening with my presence because I am about to engage in a warfare you cannot see. We are entering the season of the 7 rounds of divine fire. This is not a gentle suggestion. It is a total dismantling of every demonic structure that has tried to occupy your soul. I'm calling you to stand tall, to brace yourself in the spirit, and to open your heart to the cleansing heat of my glory. The earth may tremble and the shadows may scream as they are evicted, but you must remain fixed on me. This vertical alignment is your anchor. Do not look back at the breeding ground of fear you are leaving behind. Look only at the light of my countenance, for the fire I'm about to release will not burn you. It will only burn away the ropes that have kept you bound. The atmosphere is set, the decree is signed, and the heavens are open. Let the warfare begin. Listen closely. My beloved, for the heavens have fallen silent to witness the transformation occurring in your room at this very moment. We are entering the sacred arena of the 7 rounds of divine fire, and this is where the legal rights of the enemy are being torn to shreds. Round 1 begins now. I command the spirit of fear and the spirit of heaviness that has masqueraded as your identity to be evicted. I am reaching into the very core of your being, into the delicate strands of your DNA where trauma has been stored like a hidden virus for generations. I am flooding your nervous system with my holy electricity. Feel it now, a surge of pure, warm light starting at the crown of your head, traveling down your spine and pulsating through your limbs. I dismantle the breeding ground of anxiety in your blood. I speak to your heart, peace be still. I decree that the trembling in your soul is coming into divine alignment with the rhythm of my sovereignty. You will no longer be a slave to the what-ifs, for I have cauterized the wounds of your past. Every dark projection and every shadow of dread is melting like wax before the intensity of my presence. I am rewiring your mind for courage and restructuring your spirit for an unshakable boldness that will terrify the very demons that once tormented you. Round 2. I turn my fire toward the spirits of financial stagnation and the ancient curses of poverty that have strangled your family for decades. I see the invisible ceiling that has kept your income capped and your efforts frustrated. I see the cycles where every time you reach for the light, a hidden hand pulls you back into the shadows of debt. I break those loops now. I rebuke the devourer that has been eating your harvest before you could taste its sweetness. I'm cutting the chains of financial lack with the sword of my word. I'm opening the windows of heaven over your house and releasing a frequency of favor that makes labor effortless. I command hidden resources to find your address. I command your name to be spoken in the ears of kings and decision makers while you sleep. The desert of your finances is being flooded by the river of my provision. Every stolen opportunity, every blocked inheritance, and every year lost to the spirit of not enough is being restored to you with sevenfold interest. You are moving from the struggle of survival into the glory of supernatural surplus. Round 3. I am cleaning your mind and removing the brain fog that has kept you wandering in circles. I strike the spirit of confusion with the brilliance of my light. I see how the enemy has tried to muddy the waters of your perception, making you doubt your own worth and my clear instructions. I am removing the veil of heaviness from your brow right now. I am restoring your cognitive sharpness, your creative fire, and your ability to hear my whisper with absolute clarity. Every mental block is being demolished by the hammer of my truth. I decree that you possess the mind of Christ, sharp-focused and unyielding. I am washing away the mental fatigue and the noise of 1,000 distractions. I am breathing new life into your intellect, igniting ideas that will solve problems you have faced for years. You will no longer be paralyzed by the weight of indecision. Your path is becoming a straight line of light, and the sun of my wisdom is rising over the landscape of your thoughts. The fog has no place in the sanctuary of your mind. Round 4. I am dismantling the ancestral residue and the generational patterns that have haunted your bloodline. I'm going back through the centuries into the roots of your family tree to find every hidden contract made with the darkness. I find every word of failure spoken by your ancestors that has echoed down to your ears. I declare that the blood of my covenant is the final boundary. The curse stops at your feet. The cycles of addiction, the patterns of broken relationships, and the spirit of premature death that plagued those before you are being legally revoked in the courts of heaven. You are not a victim of your heritage. You are the one I've called to break the mold. I am washing your bloodline with the fire of my holiness until every trace of the old man is gone. You are a new creation, a pioneer of a new legacy. You will not pass these chains to your children, for you are the gatekeeper who has closed the door on the past. I'm turning the generational burden into a generational monument of my grace. Round 5. I am rebuking the night terrors and the sabotage that occurs while you sleep. I am placing a legion of angels at the 4 corners of your bed, and they stand with flaming swords drawn. I command the spirit of sleep paralysis and the shadows that linger in the corners of your room to flee into the abyss. I'm transforming your bedroom into a tabernacle of holy rest. No longer will the hours between 3:00 a.m. and 4:00 a.m. be a time of ambush. They are now a time of sweet communion. I'm erasing the images of trauma from your subconscious and replacing them with visions of your destiny. I'm giving you dreams that act as blueprints for your victory. While you sleep, I am repairing your cells and renewing your strength. I speak peace to your nervous system. I decree that you shall lay down in safety and wake up in power. The darkness of the night is now a womb for the miracles of the morning. Round 6, I am revoking envy and the negative words spoken against you in secret. I see the invisible arrows that have been shot at your back by those who cannot handle your light. I see the malicious gossip and the evil eye of those who wish for your downfall. I declare that every word spoken against you shall fall to the ground and wither. I am building a wall of fire around your reputation. I return the energy of every curse back to the source as a call to repentance while I cover you in the mantle of my favor. You do not need to fight these battles with your own tongue, for I am your vindicator. I am silencing the accuser who speaks in the hearts of your enemies. Those who meant to trap you will find themselves caught in their own nets while you walk over them on your way to the throne. You are hidden in the secret place of the Most High, far above the reach of human malice. Round 7, I am accelerating your destiny and bringing you into divine alignment. I am removing the spirit of delay that has made you feel like you are running in place for a lifetime. I am putting the supernatural wind of my spirit behind your back. I am compressing time. What should have taken a decade to achieve, I'm bringing to pass in a single season. I'm opening doors that have been rusted shut for years. I'm connecting you with the divine helpers, the patrons and the partners who carry the keys to your next level. The stagnation is over. The suddenlies of heaven are manifesting in your life today. You are moving from the back of the line to the very front, not because of your own strength, but because of my sovereign choice. Every prayer you thought I ignored was actually a seed being nurtured for this exact moment of explosion. This is your hour of acceleration. Keep your eyes on me, for we are moving at the speed of my glory to the place I prepared for you. It is done. The fire has fallen, and you are free. The fire has fallen, and the atmosphere in your room has been forever altered. You can feel the lightness in your spirit, the way the air seems thinner, and the shadows have retreated into the corners. But do not be deceived into thinking this is merely a fleeting sensation. This is a permanent structural change in your spiritual reality. The 7 rounds of divine fire have done their work, and now it is time for you to take the keys of authority I've handed back to you. I've cleared the ground, but you must now occupy it with your words. I want you to use the power of your decree to lock the doors that I have just shut. Do not let your heart remain silent. Type it again right now with the conviction of a victor. No door is open to fear. This is not just a comment in a digital feed. Your words are authority, and as you type them, you are setting a seal upon the work of my spirit. You are announcing to every wandering spirit and every remnant of anxiety that there is no longer a residency for them in your soul. Your decree is the final lock on the gate of your freedom. As you set this seal, I call you to extend this divine shield to others who are still wandering in the dark. Press the like button right now. Let this action be a wave that carries this shield of faith to those who are drowning in the breeding ground of fear. When you like this message, you are not just boosting a video, you are participating in the distribution of my light to the corners of the earth where hope has been lost. And I invite you to subscribe to this channel now, for this is to be your new rhythm. Do not let this encounter be a one-time event that fades into a memory. You are a chosen one, and you require a daily feeding of the bread of life to maintain the victory we have secured today. Subscribing is your commitment to stay in this frequency, to keep your armor polished, and to walk in the constant flow of my revelation. You are no longer an orphan of the world. You are a child of the kingdom, and this is where you belong. Feel the shift in your identity as you make these declarations. The enemy wanted you to feel small, isolated, and forgotten, but I am making you a pillar of strength in my house. By engaging in these acts of faith, you are building a community of light that the darkness cannot penetrate. Every time you return to this space, you will find my voice waiting to fortify you, to lead you and to remind you of the warrior you have become. The momentum we have built in these 7 rounds is not stopping. It is accelerating. You have moved from a place of defense to a place of total dominion. Take a moment to breathe in the newness of this air. The chains are gone, the fog has lifted, and the fire has purified the path ahead. This is your midpoint of transformation. We have dealt with the past, and now we are about to step into the restoration of your future. Stay steady, for my peace is now your permanent residence. Hush now, my beloved child. The roaring of the fire has subsided and the smoke of the battle has cleared. I want you to feel the profound stillness that is now settling into the marrow of your bones. Your nervous system has been in a state of high alert for years, vibrating with the static of survival, but I am laying my hand upon your heart right now to quiet the rhythm. Feel your pulse slowing down to match the steady heartbeat of my love. You no longer need to brace yourself for impact. You no longer need to scan the horizon for a coming storm. The warfare is finished and the victory is secured. Close your eyes for a moment and let your breath become deep and easy. I am pouring a soothing oil over your mind, cooling the places that were scorched by worry. This is not the fragile peace that the world offers, which depends on circumstances or bank accounts. This is the peace that stood on the waves of Galilee and commanded the storm to be still. It is a peace that exists because I am. Let it sink into your shoulders, let it soften your brow, and let it flow like a gentle river through every cell of your body. I am drawing you into a deep spiritual rest that you have not known since you were a child. In this space, there is no performance, no expectation, and no judgment. You are simply my beloved, and you are safe. This peace is a fortress that does not need walls. It is a canopy that does not need poles. It is the atmosphere of my presence. I am whispering to the deepest parts of your subconscious, erasing the blueprints of trauma and the memories of lack. You are being bathed in the waters of my restoration. As you sit in this stillness, you are being recharged. Your strength is being renewed like the eagle's. The weariness that felt like a permanent part of your soul is being washed away, replaced by a quiet, unshakable confidence. I am the shepherd who leads you beside the still waters and restores your soul. Trust the silence. In this silence I am working. In this quietness I am healing the fractures in your spirit that you didn't even know were there. Rest in me, for the world can no longer touch the sanctuary I've built within you. This is your birthright as the chosen one to walk in the fire and emerge smelling only of peace. The great reversal has begun. I have reviewed the records of your life, and I have seen the scales that were tipped against you by the hands of injustice and the schemes of the enemy. What the enemy meant for your destruction, what was intended to break your spirit and leave you in the dust of despair, I am now turning for your absolute glory. I am a God of justice, and I do not allow the cries of my chosen ones to go unanswered. I am overturning the verdicts that were whispered against you in secret. Every door that was slammed in your face is being ripped off its hinges to make way for a path that no man can block. I'm taking the very stones that were thrown at you to trip you up, and I'm using them to build the foundation of your new palace. You have been in a season of pruning, but the season of flourishing is here. The table is being prepared for you in the very presence of those who doubted you. They will watch in silence as I pour the oil of my favor upon your head until your cup overflows with blessings they cannot comprehend. I am restoring to you the years that the locusts have eaten. I am reaching back into your past and retrieving the time that was stolen by sickness, the resources that were drained by anxiety, and the joy that was suffocated by the breeding ground of fear. I'm a master of time, and I am compressing your future so that your harvest catches up with your sowing. You will look back at the seasons of lack and wonder if they were only a dream, for the abundance I am releasing will be so vast that it will swallow every memory of not enough. I am restoring your health, not just the absence of pain, but a vitality that makes you feel younger and stronger than you were a decade ago. I am restoring your relationships, bringing divine alignment to your home, and removing those who are sent to drain your energy. I am giving you beauty for ashes and the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. This is not a partial recovery. It is a total restoration of everything the darkness tried to take from you with a divine interest that only heaven can calculate. You are being promoted from the hidden season into the light of my manifestation. For years, you have been training in the wilderness, learning to hear my voice in the silence and to trust my hand in the dark. That training is now complete. you are no longer the one who hides in the shadows. You are the one who carries the light for others to follow. I am elevating your influence, giving you a seat at tables you didn't even know existed. This promotion is not for your ego, but for my purpose. You have proven faithful in the little things, and now I am making you a ruler over much. Your hidden season was not a punishment. It was a divine shielding where I strengthened your inner life so that you could carry the weight of the blessing that is coming. Step forward with boldness. The atmosphere of fear has been replaced by the atmosphere of my authority. You are the transitional generation, the one who changes the trajectory of your entire family line. Receive your promotion. My child, the world is waiting for the light that I have placed within you. My precious one, look into the mirror of my word and see who you have truly become through this fire. You are no longer the one who trembles at the sound of the wind or the one who hides when the shadows grow long. The identity of the victim has been stripped away, consumed by the 7 rounds of divine fire that have swept through your soul. I am upgrading your spirit right now, shifting you from a state of mere survival into a state of absolute authority. You're not just a survivor of the storm. You are the one I've authorized to speak to the storm. I am placing the mantle of the warrior of peace upon your shoulders. This is a rare and holy calling. It is the strength to remain unshakable while the world around you is in chaos, the power to carry my stillness into every room you enter, and the command to displace darkness simply by your presence. You are an ambassador of my kingdom, and the authority you carry is not derived from your own strength, but from the throne that governs the stars. Understand the magnitude of your position. You're a transitional generation. I've selected you from among your kin to be the pivot point upon which the destiny of your entire bloodline turns. The curses of anxiety, the cycles of lack, and the patterns of breeding fear that have haunted your ancestors for centuries have finally met their match in you. I have declared that these shadows stop at your feet. They cannot cross the line that I have drawn with your faith. You are the bridge between a past of bondage and a future of sovereign freedom. You are not being punished during your long years of struggle. You are being trained. I was tempering your spirit, making you fireproof and shadowproof, so that you could handle the weight of the glory I am now pouring into your life. You are a pioneer of a new way of living, a warrior who fights not with anger or hate, but with a peace that is so profound it paralyzes the enemy. Rise up, my child, and walk in this new identity. The era of being hunted is over. The era of being the light has begun. Now that the fire has cleared the way and the chains have been dismantled, my beloved, you must learn to walk in this new landscape with divine wisdom. Do not rush back into the frantic noise of the world as if nothing has changed, for you are now a vessel of a different frequency. Your first protocol in this new season is rest deep, intentional, and holy rest. You have been engaged in a spiritual warfare that has taxed your physical body and your mental reserves. I am inviting you to retreat into my silence for a season. Do not feel guilty for the stillness, for I am the one who gives my beloved sleep. While you rest, I am integrating the shifts I have made in your spirit, allowing the new foundation to settle and the peace to become your natural state. This rest is your first act of trust in my finished work. The second step is to guard the gates of your soul with a new level of vigilance. You have been purified, and you must now be mindful of what you allow to enter your sanctified atmosphere. Be intentional about your media, the information you consume, and the digital spaces you inhabit. If a conversation or a screen carries the vibration of fear, lack, or malice, turn away from it immediately. You are a garden that I have just weeded. Do not allow the enemy to toss new seeds of doubt over the fence of your mind. Filter every voice through the lens of my peace. If it does not resonate with the truth of who I say you are, It has no legal right to stay in your presence. Protect the clarity I have given you as if it were the most precious treasure in my kingdom, for it is the lens through which you will see your destiny. As you step back into your daily walk, I'm calling you to establish healthy and holy boundaries. You cannot be a light to the world if you allow everyone to blow out your flame. It is an act of spiritual stewardship to say no to those who bring chaos, drama, or the old patterns of breeding fear. You are not being unkind. You are being protective of the peace I have entrusted to you. Along with these boundaries, use forgiveness as a sovereign weapon of liberation. Forgive those who misunderstood you, those who slandered you, and even the versions of yourself that failed in the past. Do not let bitterness be the hidden anchor that keeps you near the old shores. Forgiveness is the final act of releasing the residue of the warfare, ensuring that nothing of the enemy remains attached to your spirit. Finally, make your daily decree the architecture of your reality. Every morning, before the world has a chance to whisper its lies, let your voice be the first sound that your spirit hears. Declare that you are covered by my fire, that your household is guarded by my angels, and that your path is dripping with the oil of my favor. These are not mere affirmations. They are the protocols of a warrior who understands that life and death are in the power of the tongue. When you speak my truth, you are maintaining the shield of faith that we have activated today. Walk with your head held high, for you are no longer a victim of circumstance, but a master of the atmosphere. These steps will ensure that the victory we have claimed today becomes the permanent testimony of your life. The work is finished. The breeding ground of fear has been scorched by the fire of my presence, and in its place, I've planted the garden of my eternal peace. You are standing on holy ground, changed and fortified for the glory that is about to be revealed through you. Do not look back at the person you were before you heard my voice today. That person has been buried in the waters of my grace. You are emerging now with a spirit that is unshakable and a heart that is anchored in the heavens. This moment is not the end, but the commencement of your true life as the chosen one. Every decree we have spoken, every chain we have broken, and every restoration we have announced is now being written into the book of your destiny. My breath is upon you, and my seal is upon your brow. You have passed the test of endurance, and you have chosen faith over the shadows. Now, my child, it is time to lock this prophecy into your life forever. Let the spiritual world hear your final declaration of victory. Seal this work right now by typing in the comments, "It is done. My future is guarded." This is the final seal, the closing of the ledger on your past, and the opening of your brilliant future. Do not allow the enemy a single inch of ground. Let your words be the lock that he cannot pick. And as you step into this new rhythm of life, I invite you once more to subscribe to this channel and press the like button as a final signal of agreement. This is not just a digital connection. It is your commitment to stay within the atmosphere of my revelation. By subscribing, you ensure that my voice continues to be the compass for your soul. For what I have started here, I will surely continue. Press that button as an act of faith, signaling that you are ready for the continuous flow of my wisdom and protection. Go now, not as one who is afraid, but as one who carries the very fire of the Almighty. The world will see a different light in your eyes and a different strength in your stride. But do not leave this atmosphere entirely, for I have much more to reveal to you. The path of the righteous is like the first gleam of dawn, shining ever brighter until the full light of day. I have another word waiting just beyond this moment, a message specifically designed to fortify the victory you have gained here. Move to the next message now, for the bridge is open and the journey of your restoration has only just begun. I am with you always, even unto the end of the age. My peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. It is done.